start of the World Championships. It's great to be here in Sheffield playing. The real action starts, the standard, quality, the players coming through. It's tough. There's so many variables that go into getting to the end of this tournament and winning it. It's hard to sort of rein it in sometimes, so you just have to be patient and just hopefully you get the breaks when you need them. And when the snooker gods decide you're going to get it, you get it.
So coming into the championship a few months ago, Ronnie, you a tough match, Dave Gilbert, and you think, right, OK, prep-wise, I'm guessing, you go in and think, I'm going to do this, going to do that. Early on, 3-0 downs, something to, you know, get you thinking.
It was a horrible draw, really, because Gilbert's the type of player that can come in and just play lights out snooker. You know, he's a one-visit type of player, very, very confident type of player, plays well at the Crucible. So it was a tough match, really, and 3-0 down, yeah, it wasn't ideal, but, you know, I felt like my game was in pretty good shape. I thought it was a long way to go. You know, I never panicked, really, but just, you know, I just felt like my game was OK, and, you know, at some point I was going to have my time where I was able to flow and put a few frames on the board, you know.
42, frame, and mark. Cheers, guys, thank you. Thank you.
Well, your game had to be OK, because the next couple of guys in the run into the semis was Mark Allen, Stephen Maguire. Get your attention.
Both super competitors, you know, both really, really strong players, you know, and I knew I was going to be in for a dogfight, you know, especially against Mark Allen. You know, he brings a lot to the table, and you know, it was nice that I was able to play well against really, really classy opponents, really.
Brilliant. Fabulous stuff from Ronnie O'Sullivan. A 13th Crucible semi-final. Nothing unlucky about it. Nothing lucky at all about O'Sullivan. He's just brilliant.
For the first time ever, the class of '92 were all there, alongside Judd. So in a lot of ways, it's the dream lineup. So the night before the Wednesday evening, it's a take-your-pick job, isn't it? Who's going to win it? I think everyone had a viable chance of lifting the title.
I think looking back on it now, I think out of the 4 players, there was Williams, I think, was playing the best snooker. Seemed to be playing to such a high level all the time. And then I'd probably say there was myself, who was next in probably their best form. And then probably Judd, and I think John was probably, you know, fighting his way through the draw, you know. And I think John played well against me. I think John looks forward to playing me probably more than I kind of look forward to playing him, a bit like with me and Williams. I think I feel a bit more comfortable playing Mark than he maybe does me. And I think Mark feels more confident of playing John than John feels like playing Mark.
It's
sort of like our styles sort of like kind of match up differently, but we're all capable of beating each other, which is the great thing. So that dynamic between the three of us is really fascinating.
But it's a real serious game, innit? You want to beat each other, not for the right reasons, not for wrong, not for nasty reasons. It's just like, this guy's awesome. I want to try and beat him. And
any time I play John, it's going to be a tough game because we've had so many battles over the years. But I just thought, I'm just going to give everything in this game. He's the biggest test for me in snooker. You know, he plays the right type of safety, he plays the right amount of attacking, he plays the right shots in the ball. So for me, he's everything I would wish I could be in myself in a snooker player. If I could incorporate a lot of what John has in his game, I would take a lot of his stuff. So there's a massive amount of respect, there's a massive amount of, like, if I'm to beat this guy, I've really got to be on top in a lot of, you know, I've got to be 10 out of 10 in this department, 9 out of 10 in that department, 7 out of 10 in that department, and I've got to keep it there for a lot of the time, you know, and John's that type of player.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome into the arena the little wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm absolutely buzzing, especially who I'm going to be sharing the next 3 days with as well, Ronnie. Yeah, it'll be a proud moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome, please, the teenage rocket himself, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
He brings a bit of a cackle for the audience, which will be great. Oh, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Now the whole season, this is probably, it's come down to this now, the one table set up. When you look at the last few World Championships, it's always the top players that really come through. I'll definitely be saving this because I don't know if we could be playing again on the one table setup out there. As you said, we last done it 21, 22 years ago, so it's something to savour. Okay.
best of 33 semi-final, long match, but there's always a frame, there's always a, not turning point so much, but there was a massive frame that I want you to have a look at. Yeah, so where you find yourself in the match here, 9-6, last of the session, massive frame. John being John, he knows the pink and black are tied up, he shoves a red into what he thinks a safe area. You come to the table, do you in your heart of hearts think I can get this done in one hit?
No, but I think, like I said, you know, there was no point trying to, like, you know, free the pink and black, get the red set, because I thought I'm probably going to lose that way. So, you know, I've got one shot here, you know, if I can get the white somewhere around on the black, give myself half a chance. I fancied the pot, otherwise I wouldn't have gone for it. But I you know, just the feeling that, you know, that it could go right, you know. This wasn't an easy black, but I could just see it, you know. I just thought, you know, I'm going to hit this in to the wide part of the pocket. And I see that little kiss on the red there. I thought, oh, now I've got to get the extension out, you know, and how am I going to judge the pace, you know, by using the rest? That's why I was trying to play it left hand. I thought, no, that's not the right one. You know, get the rest out. But this is where I should normally have a screw-in extension, but I don't like carrying one around with me. But this is where the pressure really started to build now, but now it's on you. You've got to make it count, you know. And I knew this would be a huge frame to win, you know, psychologically more than anything, you know, because if you're sitting in John's position there, you're thinking, like, how the hell have I, you know, do I look like I'm going to lose this frame? This is probably as good as any shot I hit during the World Championships. I mean, as soon as I left my cue, I thought, oh, that felt nice.
When the heat's really on and the hammer's coming down and you need to make a clearance, you always seem to make it, you guys. And there's a kind of unwritten rule when you're playing against one another. Yeah. I've got to do this. You just know you have to make it happen. There's no dubiety. It has to happen. Yeah, it has to happen or it does happen. There's no halfway house. It's like, I'd rather, you know, fighting, playing the right shot. I can live with that. And if it comes off, great. If it doesn't come off, I still believe I've done the right thing. It just wasn't meant to be my day. But you kind of have to live by that philosophy in many ways.
So pink and black, the black comes back on to decide whether it's 10-6 or 9-7. Well, surely the most dramatic frame of the World Championship so far, and it's not over yet.
And then you've got to try and keep your cool. You know, I've just done the most unbelievable clearance. You know, I feel like I just want to go, what an amazing. And then I'm thinking, well, now I've got a respot.
Job's only
against
half done.
John. A respot against John. Like, you know,
yeah, thanks.
You know, there's a good chance I'm probably not going to win this one. You know, but then I thought, no, come on, let's compete, let's battle. You know, like, you know, and I'm going to play aggressive. You know, even on this black, I'm going to play aggressive. You know, the whole time, you know, that was my whole mindset. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive at all times. I actually went for the double there, missed it by an absolute mile, and then when I see John coming round, he had a look at the potting angle on this black, and I thought, guaranteed he pots it. You're always listening for the crowd, because you can't see if it's going in or not, but you're thinking, right,
the one's behind
the crowd are going to let me know if this is in or not, and there was no, get in.
Here's one, you got the white cleaned here. You don't get the white cleaned very often, why?
Because I just thought, you know, this is a moment to calm yourself down. Just thought, give myself every opportunity there is, clean the white, buy myself some time, take a deep breath, look at the potting angle, okay, and there, commit. Yeah, that was huge. That was massive. That was massive. You learn to sort of cope with the pressures or the expectation levels of what other people put on you, and, you know, you just go with it. It's never been a burden for me. I've never felt uncomfortable with that. I've always liked my chances when I get on the table. I could look at my career now and go, you know what, I've actually done really, really well. You know, facts don't lie, you know what I mean? You look at the statistics and I was trying to go, well, they're good statistics. You know, I'd have never dreamt growing up that would happen to me. It's been a long journey, you know, 17, I'm 46 now, like you say, 30 years. Mad, isn't it? Mad that I'm still here playing. So the heart was pumping and pumping, and the head was shaking as well. But I mean, it's all part of it. That's what you're in this game for. I mean, you enjoy that part of the buzz of the nerves and that, and the people watching you. And I like to entertain as well.
The climax of the season, the biggest match on the planet, and the chance for Ronnie O'Sullivan to end the argument once and for all as to who is the greatest snooker player of all time.
So the final, you're playing against Judd, you've got a lead. I want to take you into day two and let people in a little secret. I was round the high street, I think about 90 minutes before the kick-off. You were buying some undies. I don't think that's giving too much information away. But I thought that was incredible. That here's a question: Would Federer be in the high street buying something 90 minutes before a Wimbledon final?
Probably not. Probably not. But I had this thing during this World Championships that I was buying running shoelaces. So I must have bought about 15 pairs. That was like my little treat for myself to get out of the hotel if I had an hour spare, rather than sit in the room, you know, stewing, thinking, oh, I've got 2 hours to go. I'll just go down to the running shop, buy these sets of laces. And I bought loads of pairs, and I was just buying them as presents for people, so people that I knew that would appreciate it. And another thing was the underpants. I found these new underpants that they do, and I was like, I bought like a few of these pairs, and I'd run out, and I thought I better go and get some more. So it was like an opportunity for me to get out and treat myself to something, make myself feel good.
Human, something normal.
Yeah, just something normal, just to sort of pass the time. You know, it's like you've got to take the importance, I think, out of something that is very important and kind of minimise it. It is what it is. I'm going to be playing at 2 o'clock no matter what at Sheffield, whether I sit here and meditate for 4 hours or I'm rushing around and I get to the crucial last minute. Is it going to make much difference? Probably not. So just get on with your day, enjoy it, do what you'd normally do, and then and just kind of let life go on, really.
So the last day of the finals going according to plan. You've got a handsome lead. It's looking like you've got a clear run to the line. But credit to Judd, he made you work for it in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was going to say, there's only been twice where I've actually froze in my career. One of them was in the final session against John Higgins, where I literally couldn't even feel my cue, couldn't get it through. And I just thought, how am I going to get through this session? Managed to get through it somehow, don't know how. And the other time was Monday afternoon when I come out. I got this huge lead, and you kind of like, and I've done the worst thing that you could possibly do, which is think, maybe just nurse the lead. You know, just if I can get out of this 5-3 down. And I'm thinking like,
it's not your way, that.
And I know it's wrong. Although I'm thinking it, it's not. I know it's wrong. I don't play the scoreboard. I don't play the opponent. You don't do all these sorts of things. You just kind of play your game, and if you're in front, just keep pushing on. You know, it's 0-0. We're not 12-4 up. So I was doing everything that I wasn't supposed to do, everything that I've trained myself to not do. But in some ways, it's kind of like you have to be reminded, and I was reminded of what that mindset had done to me.
Century from Trump. Ronnie O'Sullivan is still 4 steps away from 7th Crucible heaven. Judd Trump has come roaring back to set up a grandstand finale at this year's World Snooker Championship. What a session we'll have from 7 o'clock tonight. It's game on.
My main thing then was coming out into the evening session was I ain't gonna bulk. I ain't gonna cave away. I ain't gonna lurse.
Take a backward step.
No, I'm not taking a. You know, I'll play the right shot, but you know, I'm looking for my opportunity, and as soon as I get my opportunity, bang, I want a one visit. Winning the world title, it became irrelevant. I wasn't out there to win a world title. I wasn't out there to just keep my lead. I was out there to play the best snooker that I could possibly play.
There's never been anyone like him before. There may never be anyone like him again. A special talent, a special character who has retained his focus right from the start of this tournament. 17-13.
Look, I want to, you know, have a look over the final throws of the last frame when you're getting the job done, 18-13, and the feelings that you must have had inside. It's long since over now. You're 88 to the good.
It's an early opportunity for Ronnie O'Sullivan to win the frame he needs.
85.
This moment here was just sort of like, that was the only time I was relieved when I see him. I thought he ain't getting out of his chair now, because he's a fierce competitor. He's young, he's hungry, and it's hard to go up against someone like Judd, in a long frame match like that.
Give us your feeling. It was like about 8 yards away from where we're sat. What gives you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like when people after said, "God, that embrace was a bit long," but I was just saying to him, "Look, this is your time there. You know, I can't keep going up against you guys. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm done." You know, he handled himself unbelievable, and it blew me back really. You know, and got a lot of respect for Judge. You know, I've known him since he was a kid. We've practiced in the same thing, and he's a champion now. And it's just it shouldn't be allowed really. You know, I always think this tournament goes on 5 days too long. I think that's what makes it a bit special, is them last 5 days make you kind of have to go to places where you don't really want to have to go. Look, you've had a gun on it. I was cuddling everybody.
It's just such a cool moment. And you've had this little trinket, the Silver Lady, in your presence a lot, but
yeah,
that was a sweet one.
Yeah, no, because I didn't see it coming, you know. I honestly, I just wanted to come and enjoy the tournament, embrace it all, and, you know, even if you don't win it, you've had a good time, but to kind of come away with a trophy was extra special. And there's Lily, little Ronnie, I say little Ronnie, big Ronnie now. And yeah, and I was buzzing, you know, just for them to be there and experience that with me. Yeah, it was fantastic, you know. When I'm about 75 and they've got their kids, they'll go, "Here, look at Granddad." My dad would never have come onto the stage. I think it was only because of Barry Hearn said to him, he said, "Look, you better get out there." He went, "No, I ain't going out there." He went, "You're getting out there." And he pushed him out there. He went, "Go and enjoy your moment with your son." And my dad said to me afterwards, he said, "You know what, I'm really glad he done that." He said, "Because that was the best moment of my life. I want everybody else to experience it. Whether I win or not, it doesn't really matter." It does to them. My dad is like, "Well, you're going to win it, you're going to win it." But yeah, I just wanted him to have a good time, you know, because he wasn't here for a lot of years to share some of these moments. And for me, I just wanted him here to experience it and just get a feel for it. Because if it wasn't for him in my early days, I probably wouldn't have been a professional sportsman or anything really, because he instilled that discipline in me. He come from a hard background, and I was a bit flaky, you know, a bit like, oh, you know, just wanted to have fun and have a laugh. And he was like, "No, we don't do it like that." So he kind of incorporated that bit of seriousness into how I go about my career really.
Ronnie, you've had some of the best times of your life in this whole building, and me too, and a lot of them have actually been watching guys like yourself win this thing. It was an incredibly special and poignant moment at the end of the championship this year in the Eurosport studio that I wanted to show you, because the people out there would maybe think, "Oh, Ronnie's not bothered," or "This player's not bothered." That you're bothered, all right. A beautiful piece of ET actually that we had in studio with the crew, and Jimmy was there, he was right by your side. And Radzi, obviously, and it was a beautiful moment. Let's have a look at it.
I just thought, I don't know if I've got it in me. I was so tired, and I was just saying, just hold it together, because it's just little lapses in your kind of boom. It costs you 3 or 4 frames. And I was just like, hold it together, and that's all I was just doing, was holding it together, and then just hoping that my game was all right. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't hold it together, I would have had no game. So it was tough, very, very tough. I was emotional because of the drain and the effort and to finally just get over the line. I just never thought it would happen, and I just gave him a big hug, and I was just sobbing in his arms, and he just said such lovely words, and what he said to me just blew me away, to be honest with you. My dad told me the story about what it was like when I won my first world title, where he was in a cell on his own. And the story, you know, was just like so different to this one, but it was just still, just, you know what I mean, for him to be here to see it, for my kids to be here. Little Ronnie was really young, they're older now. And it was just lovely to have them all here, you know what I mean? They've enjoyed it. My dad's had a great time here. The kids have had a lovely time. You know, I didn't think I'd make another world final, so I was like, you might as well come down and try and experience it. And then after this afternoon session, I thought, oh, they must have thought, like, what we come to watch this for? Dad's falling apart.
Paul, could we turn it up, just in case there's sound?
Bit young on there.
Oh.
Stand by for off air in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're off air.
See you later. Yeah, of course. Love you. So proud of you.
You stay here and watch the rest of the
No, I'm going home. I'm going to put the queue away for 6 weeks. I'm just going to go on holiday and then come back and sort of like really give it a go. And I'm looking forward to next season already.
I think one thing that has certainly been secured is the legacy of Ronnie O'Sullivan. How would you sum it up? Although there's still a few chapters to write, and certainly in snooker terms.
I've had a career way beyond what I thought I was capable of having. You know, I've had some unbelievable victories. I think my love for the sport and the love for the game is kind of what's got me through a lot of the time. You know, even in situations where, you know, life might not have been great, snooker's always been something I can go to. Yeah, I think snooker's kind of, you know, chose me in a way, you know, and I've kind of gone with it. And I just hope that I've played the game. You know, people have got enjoyment from watching me play, and they've enjoyed, you know, just being there with me on it, really, you know.
Well done. Thanks, Ronnie.
Thank you. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, Em. Cheers. We're going tonight? Yeah, I'm going home now. Oh, yeah? Oh, so proud of you. I can't carry that. Can't carry it.
It's official, mate. You're the second best player in the world. Only joking. I'm super proud of you. You've got one of the biggest hearts I ever know. On the table, you're a tiger, and I've always got your back. Well done, son.
A massive well done to the best there is and the best there'll ever be. Pure genius. Best I've ever seen you play, and yet I still think there's more to come. Although you did say I was better left-handed, so I'll take that one. Well done, Ron.
Hi Ron, it's John Virgo here. Congratulations on your 7th title. You're an absolute genius, mate. And if there's a more talented sportsman in the world today, I've yet to see him. Here's to the 8th. Good luck.
Ronnie, well done, mate. You're the only one that can do it. You are the rocket. Yes.
Hi, I'm Ronnie O'Sullivan and welcome to Eurosport Snooker on YouTube. Click here to subscribe to Eurosport Snooker.